Welcome to Building Jamaica Smarter. Trained in architecture, raised in construction. Let's build Jamaica's future smarter.
So you're thinking about building a home in Jamaica. Maybe you've got your eye on a piece of land, or maybe you're still looking. Either way, you've probably noticed that the island offers three very different types of terrain: the coast, the hillside, and the flat or gently sloping inland areas. Each one promises a different lifestyle, but each one also comes with its own set of challenges, costs, and timelines that can make or break your budget and your sanity. Let's walk through each one, starting with the one that looks the most attractive: the coastline. Picture this. You're sitting on your veranda, breeze coming off the Caribbean Sea, the sound of waves in the background. It's the dream, right? And it's a dream that many Jamaicans and foreigners alike have chased. But here's the reality. When Hurricane Melissa hit in October 2025 as a Category 5 storm, storm surges pushed 3 to 4 meters of water. That's 10 to 13 feet, right onto the south coast. We're talking about a wall of ocean that can wash away an entire ground floor like it's nothing. And this isn't a one-off event. Scientists project that storm surges will get higher as sea levels rise and storms intensify. So what does that mean for your building budget? Well, if you want to build on the coast, you're not just building a house, you're building a raised structure. Think concrete piles driven 15 to 30 feet into the ground with your living space elevated 8 to 15 feet above grade. Or build the land up to satisfy that height requirement. All of this adds up. A pile foundation alone can run you 40 to 80,000 US dollars. And that's before you pour a single slab for your living space. By the time you factor in everything, building on the coast can cost 30 to 40% more than building inland. And the timeline? Expect your build to stretch 6 to 12 months longer than a standard build, because marine construction requires specialized labor and materials, and you're often working around weather windows during hurricane season. And don't forget insurance. If your home isn't elevated and reinforced to current codes, you may not even be able to get coverage. Some insurers are pulling out of coastal areas altogether. So that dream home on the beach, it's beautiful, but it comes at a premium. Now let's look up the hillside. Whether it's in the Blue Mountains, the Red Hills, or the rolling countryside of St. Elizabeth, offer spectacular views, cooler temperatures, and a sense of escape. It's no wonder so many people want to build up there. But here's what you need to know about hillside construction. First, let's talk about what's under your feet. In many parts of Jamaica's hills, you have limestone bedrock, which is great. It's solid, stable, and you can anchor your foundation directly into it. But not all hillsides are limestone. In places like the Legani Plains or the slopes above Kingston, you're dealing with colluvium, loose landslide deposits that shift and slide, especially when you disturb them by cutting into the slope. You also have areas with bauxitic clays and alluvial deposits that are highly prone to expansion and contraction with moisture. These soils are unsuitable for building without serious engineering. So what does that cost you? First, you need a geotechnical survey, a professional soil investigation that can run you a few $1,000s, but is absolutely essential. Then you need engineered retaining walls to hold back the hillside on the cut side, and proper drainage to keep water from undermining your foundation on steeper slopes. You may need to excavate poor soil and import compactable fill. These retaining walls can be 20 to 30 feet high and cost tens of thousands of dollars. And here's a lesson that many people learn the hard way. Building on a slope takes time. You can't just bring in a bulldozer and start digging. You have to bench the slope, build your walls in stages, allow for curing and settling, and often work with limited access for heavy equipment. Construction time can stretch by 4 to 8 months compared to a flat site. And you need to budget an extra 20 to 30% for slope-specific engineering, plus a healthy contingency of at least 15%. Because, as they say, the mountain always surprises you.
Now let's talk about the third option. And this is the one that more Jamaicans are choosing for practical reasons. Flat or gently sloping land, usually located inland, away from the coast. This might be in the agricultural heartland of St. Catherine, the plains of Clarendon, or the outskirts of Montego Bay. Here, the geology is typically more predictable. You're often dealing with residual soils developed over limestone or other stable bedrock. These soils are generally well drained and have good load-bearing capacity, which means your foundation can be simpler and more affordable. Typically a shallow strip footing or a raft slab. You don't need piles, you don't need massive retaining walls, and you don't need to worry about storm surge. The cost advantage here is substantial. You're avoiding the 30 to 40% coastal premium and the 20 to 30% hillside premium. Your baseline construction, cost of roughly 12 to 15 million Jamaican dollars for a modest 900 square foot home, is much more likely to stay within that range. And your timeline? You're looking at a standard construction period of 6 to 9 months, provided you have your approvals and financing in order. Now, that doesn't mean there are no challenges. You still need to manage drainage. Flat land can flood if you don't grade it properly, and you'll want to do a soil test to make sure you're not sitting on expansive clays. But compared to the coast or the steep hills, the risks are far more manageable. So let's put it all together. If you have the budget, and you're willing to accept the risk, the coast and the hillside offer unmatched beauty. But if you're like most people, building on a budget and hoping to move in within a year, the flat or gently sloping inland land is the smart choice. It's more affordable, it's faster to build, and it gives you peace of mind that your home will still be standing after the next storm. The question is not just where you want to live. The question is how much you're willing to spend and how long you're willing to wait to make that dream a reality. Think carefully, plan thoroughly, and always get a soil test before